What's going on, guys? This is Preston Moore here today with More Tutoring. I'm one of the co-founders of More Tutoring. And before we go any further, I would love for you guys to click the like button and click the subscribe button down below. It's going to make sure that you continue to get all of the best advice that we have as it relates to the SAT, ACT, and make sure that you get all of our advice as it relates to college admissions during these sort of unprecedented times for college admissions. So again, I'm one of the co-founders of More Tutoring. I attended Georgetown University, graduated from Harvard Law School. I'm currently a licensed attorney, but I'm also the co-founder of More Tutoring. And at More Tutoring, we on the SAT, ACT side provide the absolute best in tutoring. We provide a full comprehensive in-house set of our own branded materials as far as books and an online database for you to go in and to take this practice exams for the SAT and ACT so that our tutors, the best in the business, can come and analyze your scores along with you and draft a realistic path for you to reach your goals. On the tutoring side, we hire only those tutors that scored in the 99th percentile and above of all SAT, ACT tutors, and we hire only those that either attended in the past or are currently attending one of the top 10 universities in the country. Right now, the majority of our tutors are at Harvard University. So give us a call, whether it's for you or for your student, for parents that are maybe looking into SAT, ACT options for their kids, for teachers that are looking for things for their students. We are absolutely thrilled at the prospect of working with you. Now today we're going to talk about something that's an interesting trend that we've noticed, and it is that many schools are going to test optional this year. What is this test optional thing? Is it really optional? Do I actually need to take the exam? So in response to the COVID pandemic and to some general uncertainties around student ability and access to getting into a testing environment safely, a lot of universities have made the exam optional this year, meaning that you can submit your application with only your GPA, your AP IB scores, your writing sample, and additional materials that may be school-specific essays, for example. And a lot of people are now wondering, should I still take the SAT, ACT? What does this mean as far as what my best strategy is? So I think the short answer is that if you can take the SAT, ACT safely, take it. And the reason is this. Right now, as we're looking at these applications that are being submitted, what we note is that even among test optional schools right now, 60% of those same schools require the SAT, ACT for you to be considered for merit-based scholarship. So those students that are considering the possibility that have done well on standardized exams when they were in high school, they did well on them when they were, in elementary and middle school, they just scored well relative to their peers. If you don't take this exam, you're leaving on the table a lot of potential for scholarship money. Secondly, is that if you can take this exam and you can score quite well on it, it's going to be an additional indicator to a college that you are prepared. Or if, say, for example, during your high school career, your GPA was not as strong, or you had a freshman year that was off, this is a way for you to come and rehabilitate your application by showing college admissions officers that you have the intellectual ability to handle the rigor of the school that you're looking into going to. Another reason is that right now, it's still close to half of schools that are requiring this particular exam this cycle. So all of these things weighed and considered, who should actually consider not taking this exam? Well, I think you might consider not taking this exam if you already have extremely high GPAs, extremely high, like best 1 or 2 in your class, and you have exceptional extracurriculars. Why? Because these are now like the inputs. Right? Once the SAT, ACT comes off the table, these two things need to be strong. Now, I want to give a word of caution. Don't think that, filing some papers with your mom's accounting firm for a summer is like what we're looking for, especially if you are applying to some of these top 10 universities. because the extracurricular qualities of those out there are extremely high. So what you need to take an honest assessment of is say, I want to apply to a top 10 university, or I want to apply to the best school in my state, you need to really ask yourself, is this honestly, on an honest assessment of things, enough for a college admissions officer to say, I'll take a chance on this student without seeing their SAT, ACT scores? And if the answer to that question is no, then you should take it for all of the reasons that we've previously mentioned. The scholarship opportunity benefits, the ability to strengthen your application relative to your peers who may not be submitting an application. Because guys, all things held constant, if you have one student that has a phenomenal application, right? Let's say they have a 3.9 GPA, cumulatively unweighted, and then we take that and we couple it with phenomenal extracurriculars, and then we multiply that times 2. So we got 2 students with 3 9s, amazing extracurriculars. But here comes the one student with the 2350. Listen, guys, schools are going to say all day long that this is test optional, but the simple fact is that across the tens and tens and tens of thousands of applications that a university is going to be looking at, you bet your life they're going to have situations where they're looking at 2 applications that look identical, except for one student has the SAT, ACT, and the other student doesn't. So again, there are a particular minutia of students that I would say that this makes sense for. If you just have just extremely strong GPA and extracurriculars that can carry you solely through, and for some reason you would say that the SAT, ACT is something that that you could not do comparably well with. Because even if you have those things and you can score in a similar high level with the SAT, ACT, that still is going to inure to your benefit, because when you compare yourself to applicants who chose not to take it, you're going to stand out. And you're going to have opportunities for scholarship money, which is going to make you, if you're a student, happy, and if you're a parent, is going to make you really happy. So that's all that we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If there's anything we can do to help you with the SAT, ACT, if that's something you decide to take, click on the link down below. Our tutors would love to work with you. I would love to get you connected with them and to see this admissions cycle reach all of the dreams and goals and ambitions that you have for yourself, for your students, and for your children. Thanks again, and hope you have a great day.